Well, joining us now from the street is Sally Dynevor, who's played Sally Webster, now Metcalf, of course, in the soap for the past 30 years.
Morning to you, Sally. Such a sad, piece of news for anybody involved, obviously, in Coronation Street and in television. He was a real pioneer, wasn't he?
He certainly was. I mean, he was only 23 and he wrote 12, 13 episodes of Coronation Street. I mean, that is quite incredible, with these fantastic working class characters that have never really been on television before. So he was a pioneer. He was a very bold and brave writer, and I'm sure that lives on now.
What was he like on set, Sally, when he came down?
Oh, he was such a lovely man. I mean, everyone has said the same thing, but he was very funny, he was very witty, he was very clever. He always had a wonderful story to tell you about, the very early days of Coronation Street, which were you just felt so privileged to be in his company, to hear those wonderful stories of some of those fantastic characters that are going to live on forever.
I suppose, one of the things that this, his passing reminds us of was just how groundbreaking this idea was when he came up with it at such a young age.
Absolutely. I mean, you'd never seen working class people on television before, especially in something so, witty and grim and fun, and everything about it was completely different. And he has changed television, and he's certainly changed the North. Without him, who knows what would have happened up here in Manchester. But we owe a lot to Tony Warren here at ITV in Manchester. He's a legend. Will always be part of, we'll always think about him. He was at the helm of our show. He's going to be greatly missed.
And of course, for you, Sally, you've been there for 30 years. Yeah. It's been a hugely important part of your life for 30 years.
I know, Ben, it has been a huge part of my life, and I've loved every moment of it. And, I thank Tony Warren for, well, all of us thank Tony Warren for everything he's done. Coronation Street is such a wonderful family programme, and he really has created something that, well, is just fantastic to be a part of, and I feel so grateful and very, very lucky to be part of Tony Warren's Coronation Street.
And of course, you've had a number of storylines over those 3 decades, but one of them that viewers will know, perhaps those who don't watch the soap will also be really interested in it, is when you had the breast cancer storyline. And that storyline led you to check your own health and discover you were also suffering from the same thing.
Absolutely, and I think probably that is a really good reminder to everybody out there that they must check, because I certainly never would have done unless it had been for the storyline, which is, I mean, you couldn't make it up, could you? I mean, it's just incredible what happened. But yeah, so I kind of owe Coronation Street my life as well, so thank you.
Yeah, it absolutely extraordinary.
It is. Coronation Street has been a hugely part of your life, Sally, but all of ours as well. You don't sort of, as soon as you start watching television, you hear the theme tune. It's so noticeable, it's so iconic, and we really appreciate you spending some time just sharing some thoughts with us this morning, Sally. It's lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us, and do send all our thoughts to everybody up there on the cobbles.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, great, and thanks.
Thank you. I will do.